Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is Emily. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. And welcome back to another episode of New Makeup Hangover. It's not the bingo. We're gonna keep that in there though. Welcome back to another episode of the New Makeup Hangover, which is a counterpart to our New Makeup Nonsense Bingo that my dear friends Teresa, Audra, and I came together and created to do on the weeks where we're not playing bingo. It's a little bit chiller. There are releases that we perhaps did not get to in our bingo games, or they have come out between filming the bingo and this video. Teresa of Teresa's Dead and Audra at Home. Their information will be in the description box, and if they have videos out this week as well, they will be linked. That's basically it. If you're new here and you like colorful makeup and you like bitches with lots of opinions, or you like cute fat babes, I would love for you to subscribe. And we're gonna jump right into some makeup releases. It's not that deep. Let's get into it. So most of my releases this week are ones that I saw and saved to speak on, but one product that I did not speak on during last week's bingo, I saw some more information between filming and today that I thought was interesting. So NYX has released the Face Freezy Primer and reusable cooling under eye patches. So it's a cooling primer and moisturizer in one with like 10 benefits. And you put it in the fridge for cryotherapy effects, or apply at room temperature as a cooling face primer with a dewy finish. I now am remembering that Essence or Catrice had something like this a couple months ago that I was like, that seems interesting and I would maybe buy it because it's so affordable. This is $20, which, I don't know, pricing is wild. The thing with this that I wanted to speak on is that this primer has, I believe it's xylitol in it, and xylitol is like highly dangerous for dogs. So when I heard about that, I was like, oh, that? Okay, it's good to know, And then it was like 8 hours later that the conversation had continued. And people were mentioning like licking your face, like how dogs will lick your face. And that was when it clicked. It was like, oh, it's not just because like, oh, having an ingredient in your house that could be like highly dangerous to one of your pets is like, it's good to know that information, but I completely forgot about the fact that our pets like to show affection, and if we have that primer on our face and so I wanted to mention it for that reason, mainly because that, like, my heart, I would hate for anything to happen. The product itself, like I said, I'm kind of hit or miss on. I think if I was really interested in that effect, I would just put one of my moisturizers in the refrigerator. But I never remember to do that because I'm neurodivergent, and so I probably would never buy a product for that specific reason. Moving on from that, I feel like this week is a heavy nostalgia week, just from pulling photos. So Wet n Wild has a new collaboration with Sesame Street. My fucking heart. I actually first saw this because Teresa shared it out. Because there's an Oscar the Grouch sponge and trash can sponge duo. And the packaging literally says, I love trash. So as is kind of the norm with Wet n Wild when they do these collaborations, this collection is pretty gigantic. There's a face mist, a cookie lip scrub, a lip mask, a palette, a complexion trio, a brush set, a makeup bag, the sponge set, Om Nom eyeshadow stick trio, Cowabunga lash curler, Cookie Monster mirror, lip glosses, lipstick, Zippity Zap body glitter sticker sheet, banana blue setting powder, and Elmo headband. This is so cute. Does this look like children's makeup? Yes. Do I want like a couple of things? Yes. The Cookie Monster mirror, which I wish was a hand mirror, but it's a little compact. The sponge duo, and maybe the Elmo headband. Maybe. Because Sesame Street, y'all. It's like, I'm both looking at this like, did we have to? And also, oh, this is cute. Also, the tube of body glitter from Wet n Wild specifically, very nostalgic. Very. Let's keep going into the affordable brands doing nostalgia. Catrice has a collaboration with My Little Pony. Okay, I don't really trust the Catrice eyeshadow formula. I don't trust it, but this palette is cute. And it's definitely, you know what, it's the packaging, but it's also the fact that it's actually a colorful palette inside. This is another cute collaboration. And personally, I like the size of this one more. It's not so overwhelming. And I just think it's cute. I think that the highlighter is kind of whatever. I mean, looks like a pretty pink highlighter. Kind of like highlighter / blush topper. I don't hate the eyeshadow palette, and that surprises me. I don't even know if I could get this palette here, but it is tempting in a way that makes no sense whatsoever. But the ponies are so cute. They're so cute. My poor heart. Can't take it. Cannot take the nostalgia. Another release that feels nostalgic, but also, what the fuck? Actually, it's not even as strong of a reaction. Like, it's not even what the fuck. It's like, okay, here we go again. Urban Decay. Urban Decay has 2 new mini pans. Urban Decay X Smiley. Is it just... It's just a Smiley. It's just Smiley as like... It's just a name. This is not some kind of weird collaboration. I don't think so. The packaging on these palettes is really fucking cool. Well, the cover, the rest of the packaging is whatever. Like this is what happened with the Naked Mini palettes that they basically fucking re-released. They had the cool, weird, colorful camo covers, and the inside was boring as hell. These palettes are so boring, but the covers are so cute. The top one is giving me that Too Faced peach. The mini palette, the Tutti Frutti peach palette, it's giving me that energy. The bottom is reminding me a little bit of a Thirsty palette from a brand that I shall not name. Which is cursed of me to even mention. If this had been like some blushes or something where I don't know. It's like the vibe is totally coming for me. The thing is that it's not just like, oh, it's really cool. It's like 90s, 90s meets 60s, 70s, like that moment in time in the 90s. But it's that it feels, the exterior packaging feels like old Urban Decay, which I have long given up on. I have long like accepted that the old Urban Decay cannot pick up the phone anymore. It's no longer here, and I don't think it's coming back. But it's the packaging moments that fuck me up. But in the end, it's boring. talk about another release that is grabbing me with the packaging. And I know some people are hating this packaging, but there is something about this that is kind of doing it for me. So MAC has a new collaboration with Richard Quinn, who I do not know who this person is. I believe they are a fashion... Okay, yes, they are a designer. They are a fashion designer. Here's what this packaging screamed to me is Betsy Johnson, which I always wanted, and it wasn't in my size. And then when there was a collab with Torrid, it was way over my budget. It's giving me a little bit of Betsy Johnson. Is it just me? There's something about the mixing of the polka dots and the florals, but then everything is so boring. There is an 8-pan palette, which seems to be MAC's new like collab palette size. There's a highlighter, there's a weird blush duo thing, and there are some older re-release lipstick colors and some new lipstick colors and mascara and Fix Plus in the packaging. You know, actually, when I really look at the packaging, it's more of the lipsticks I think that are getting me. I thought it was like the eyeshadow packaging that I was loving, but I love the like floral, the dark floral half with the polka dots, but I don't really like the dark floral merging into the blue and white floral. I'm being a nitpicking person right now, but like it was the dark florals and the polka dots that was giving me Betsy Johnson, to clarify. All of this to say, it looks boring as fuck, but there was something for a moment, packaging that made me go, oh no, I'm in trouble.
Editing Emily here. I saw these swatches after filming, and all I can say is, what the fuck?
I'm telling y'all, this week is the week of cuteness. Pusheen has a collaboration with Spectrum. I am gathering my strength. So there is this new Pusheen, Spectrum X Pusheen Give Me Space collection. There's a bundle, there's a 10-piece brush set, there's a makeup bag, a kabuki brush, and a sponge trio. If you don't know Pusheen, it is the most perfect drawn cat art, cat animation, character. I don't know. It's just perfect. I love Pusheen. It's just, this is so cute. The bag is really what's doing it for me. Real talk. If they had figured out how to make the sponges actually look like cats, like the top of the sponge, rather than being just the point, it being the cat ears, like the cover of the container looks like, then I also would have been drawn in. I think the bag is where I'm really like getting sucked in, but Spectrum does that to me because Spectrum was it the Hello Kitty like strawberry collab, but it was a purse. And I think this is just reminding me that like I would like cute purses in my life. I do have a cute little mini backpack but like I think I need to indulge myself when I possibly can in more cute purses because I keep seeing things and I'm like, oh, that would be so cute to like carry around. But like this isn't even a purse. It's a travel bag. It's just cats. I'm a very predictable person in that way. It's one of those releases, the more I look at it, the more the cuteness will pass and I will talk myself out of. But for the moment, I'm feeling very weird today, but I'm always weird. I just had a moment of like I had a moment of self-conscious understanding of who I am and how I was just acting on camera. And so I think we have passed the wave of cute, nostalgic moments. Wanted to let you know, Cleona Cosmetics is releasing new round pan eyeshadows. So if you did not know, before they kind of really hit the market for their stained glass, multi-chromes, glitter multi-chromes, iridescence, all of that. Cleona had, you know, single eyeshadows in matte formulas and in shimmer formulas in round pans. I have I have a decent amount of shimmers, their older formula shimmers in my collection. They are pretty, but they don't hit my textural, shiny, sparkly desires in the way that a lot of newer formulas do, both from Cleona and from other brands. But a lot of people have been missing just like nicer shimmers, even duochromes that aren't so textured or super high impact, or it's not that they're not high impact, it's just a different kind of formula. It's smooth, it's shiny, but it's not sparkly. It's just interesting. I'm trying to figure out how to say what I'm trying to say, but I'm just going to keep all of this in. Anyway, I know people have been missing those formulas or have been hoping that the brand would bring them back. So, all of that to say, they are releasing, they're re-releasing Linny, which was a release that they launched back in 2021, their Perfect Neutral set back then. And then they have a new shade called Centaur. And that looks like a very pretty, like, grungy brown gold. Just looks like the kind of color that I think a lot of people will highly enjoy. I'm saying all of this to say, if you have been waiting to see what is happening with the round pan Cleona shadows, they do seem to be coming back. I feel like I talked a long time to say it's not a release I'm interested in, and it's not even a formula from Cleona that I like want more of, but I understand the popularity and the desire. Glsen. I know I just talked about Glsen with the Spectra paints. They are also releasing the Spectra Lash, which are colorful mascaras. They have black, white, purple, rose red, yellow, blue, teal, and red. These look cute. So rose red, I guess, is kind of like it's like a pinky red. I also really like the packaging. I think that's really cute. The fact that it has the logo that matches the mascara color inside. I think the logo is really cute. So you can get the full bundle, all the colors, for $69, or you can get each mascara for $11. Glsen has tons of codes out there. I have a code, as Teresa does, and Perfectly In, for 15% off. Tons of creators have codes, 20 and 25% off codes, and they do bundles and sales and all kinds of stuff. So like, the thing with Glsen that I like is that I don't feel a pressure that like, oh my God, I have to get it right this second or it's gonna go away. Like, I feel like you have some time. So the reason why I am even kind of intrigued by this mascara is because I saw the creator May Tommy on Instagram just today posted a reel using the white mascara, and so often colorful mascaras look really clumpy even on like good displays of them, and this did not look super clumpy. Now I think May's lashes are super long because they looked very statement. I mean, they're white eyelashes, but they looked very like long, but I think that's her natural lashes coming through. But it didn't look super clumpy. So I'm intrigued. Just like with the Spectra paints. I'm intrigued. I'm still more intrigued by the paints than by the mascara, but just in general, I am digging the way that Glsen is expanding upon their product line. I think it's a pretty cool thing to see. So I'm filming this on Thursday, which is not great for editing me, but it's fine.
Editing Emily says, you.
I'm glad that I can see the inside of this because I saw the preview and I was curious. So Fantasy Cosmetica has revealed their newest palette, the Rogue palette. Fantasy Cosmetica is a fairly small, independent, indie brand. The way I perceive them is that they are private label, I think, but they are designing their color stories and their packaging. They're not necessarily hand-pressed shadows or hand, poured shadows, but they're also not just like buying a palette off the rack. I was just talking about it with somebody, so it's on my mind. So I've been impressed as a viewer of all of the color stories that Fantasy Cosmetica has released over their existence. I believe this is their 4th palette. This is another 9-pan. Love the size. Love a 9-pan. Love that they are sticking with that consistent like palette size, packaging. Love that. And this color story is very pretty and interesting. It has 4 like duochrome multichromes and 5 mattes. So, they list them as multichromes. I have to say, when looking at this palette, I just think that the color story is really pretty. It feels like it would be a nice companion with other palettes in the line, but also it kind of stands on its own. And it feels like a really nice one for the timing, because it feels like a kind of like, even though I say I'm not a seasonal makeup wearer, but I understand seasonal releases and I understand the kind of human draw to certain colors during certain times of the year. And the way that this has like a bit of green but murky, it has the icy and deep blues and the black, but then it also has the pink and the lavender and purple. Like it feels like the iciness of winter going into some of the blooming of spring. I'm getting very poetic about this palette, but it is gorgeous to me. It is a very pretty palette. I think I say this quite a bit in that like not every palette has to be for me. And I don't look at this and instantly say this is an Emily palette, but it is a pretty palette. Maybe I'm overhyping it. Maybe I'm, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but there's something about it that's just like hitting all the right spots for me. I don't see a release date in the post, but one other thing I wanted to mention, this palette is magnetic, and it sounds like they're going to be selling the shades as singles as well. And I have to say, Fantasy Cosmetica, I really hope that you are retroactively making, or like that, I really hope that all of the palettes in the future will be in magnetic packaging, because that's another thing. I could see buying 2 or 3 of their palettes and then mixing and matching, and that's the kind of person I am. But I also just really enjoy that packaging. I feel like it feels a little bit more luxurious than a lot of traditional palette packaging that a lot of private label indie brands are doing. I haven't felt this packaging, so I don't know that for sure. But I'm having a moment of appreciation for this brand, and hopefully you enjoyed that. This is the last release we're going to talk about today, and it's more of I am curious to hear your thoughts on this. There are these new ingrown microdart patches that target ingrown hairs and clear skin, and the brand is called Fur. The description on Trendmood is supercharged spots, get right to the point using microdarts to deliver actives directly to the source, quickly and effectively clearing up bumps in just 6 hours. The most advanced microneedle pack technology to penetrate the skin deeper than any topical formula. Supposedly, it's like 6-hour wear will clear shit up. It's a pricey patch. It's $28, and I think there's just 12 patches. Some of the comments in the post said that like, oh, this has been in a lot of Asian markets already, but glad to see it coming to, you know, Western markets. I didn't know if like the specific ingrown hair patches were a thing. I know that micro needle, micro dart patches have definitely been a thing for a while. I just thought this was interesting. I also wanted to give it a shout because I felt like their marketing photos, even though they feel, you know, fancified, they feel edited, they still feel real, and they are showing at least a body that's not just like typical model, runway model thin. And so that was nice. They're showing it, you know, on an armpit with hair, or they're showing a little bit of a belly. I feel like the concept of specifically a ingrown hair patch seemed really cool. And I know ingrown hairs can be so painful and like so frustrating. So I thought it was interesting, and I was curious to kind of see the temperature in the audience, see what y'all thought. I guess see if like you've experienced using these, if they already exist, as some of the comments are saying. That's it. That's the hangover. I am not hungover today, but I am definitely feeling exceedingly autistic. And like the words were struggling to make any sense. So if you got this far in the video and you were feeling that whatsoever, thank you for still being here. And yeah, thank you. I gotta feel worn down after that, which makes no sense because it wasn't that big of a deal, but that's what being neurodivergent is like sometimes. All of that to say, I hope you enjoyed. Definitely leave me your thoughts in the comments about any of these releases. And if I missed anything, or if there's anything that comes out between today and the next, not hangover, the next bingo, you can always tag me on Instagram to, you know, flag it up for my attention. Thank you so much to my patrons, my channel members, for your support, for keeping this channel doing its thing as best as I can. And most importantly, for everyone watching, don't forget to take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday, because you are worth it. I have no internal tune. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here. Bye.